Okay, so we're just going to do a really nice sequence of relaxation poses just to quieten the brain and to rejuvenate our energy, just to re-energize ourselves. So all of those things sound good, don't they? So those are the things that we're going to do. So have a bolster for underneath your knees and have a couple of blocks for your feet and have a folded blanket for your head. So remember that in this practice, the most important things are quietness. So to be in somewhere that you can have just a bit of quietness. You need warmth. So there's a lot of just lying around with this. So you might need to put something a bit warmer on, or have a blanket that you can cover yourself over with. So it's all nice and cozy. And then darkness. Darkness isn't always achievable, but you can use like an eye pillow, or just stick something over your eyes just to block out the light. So have the bolster underneath your knees, have the blocks supporting your feet, and then guide yourself down onto the floor. Just allow yourself to just let go into the floor. I always find that this first couple of minutes is just the most blissful part of the day, where you can finally let the body relax. So perhaps you've been on the go all day. Maybe you have been busy working or doing household things, or maybe you've had a lazy day. Either way, sometimes it's good to just relax, release, and let go. I'm sorry, Arthur is licking himself right next to the microphone, so I apologise if you can hear it. Just allow yourself to just let go into the floor. Long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths, allowing the body to just melt into the floor. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs, and give yourself permission to relax. Just enjoy the sensation of the floor beneath the body, the bolster in the back of the knees, the blocks supporting the feet. If you find after being here for a little while that maybe you need to adjust your equipment, the blocks or the bolster or the blanket, then do. Just adjust so that you're completely comfortable. Listen to the sound of your breath as it enters and as it exits. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet, so that the soles of your feet become tingly with consciousness. And then consciously relax the soles of your feet, letting the skin and the muscle and the bones completely relax. Draw your attention to the top of the foot, to the top of your feet, to the skin and the muscle and the bones tingle with consciousness. And then with an exhalation, allow the top of the feet to completely relax. Draw your consciousness into the shins. Draw your consciousness into the shins and allow your shins to sink into the calf muscle, into the bed of the calf muscle. Soften the kneecaps and allow your consciousness to draw into the thighs. Allowing the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. Allowing the legs to completely relax. Allowing the legs to sink into the floor and into the bolsters and into the blocks. Draw your attention into the abdomen and the pelvic region. And allow the abdominal region and the pelvis to completely relax. Leading up into the chest, into the rib cage, allowing the rib cage to tingle with consciousness and then to let go of it. Draw your consciousness into your shoulders and into the upper arms and the forearms and the wrists and the palms and the fingertips and the fingers. And then consciously relax your arms into the floor. And completely relax the shoulders and the arms and the hands, letting the upper body completely relax into the straight line of the floor. And then draw your consciousness into your neck, into the throat and into the skull. Feeling the skin around the skull. And then completely relax the muscles around the neck and the face, allowing the facial muscles to relax, letting the forehead sink down to the cheeks and the nose, down to the mouth, down into the throat. Just allowing your body to completely relax into the floor. Just basking in this feeling of energetic lightness. So as we progress into the practice, I'll speak less and less so that you can spend the time just in pure relaxation mode. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, just bring yourself back into this pose of basic relaxation. Have your feet apart and your knees together, just allowing your back to gently release into the floor. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just come into cross legs, just observe your energy. Observe how your energy has changed. Okay, we're going to do a side lying stretch, which is really nice, excuse me, for stiff shoulders. If you've got an oblong bolster, that's the best type of bolster for this. If you haven't, you can use your normal bolster, or you can just get a blanket and fold it over and then put that blanket underneath your armpit as you lay on your side. You'll need a block for your head. The oblong bolster or your normal bolster this way, and then just bend your knees, just stretch out along that bolster as you come down onto your side. Rest your head onto your block. Just have the bolster in your armpit chest region, and then you either stay with your hand on your hip like this, or you stretch your arm over your ear and you rest yourself down into the floor. So this is really nice for stiff shoulders. So just rest yourself down. So as you know, as we progress into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you can just use the time to completely relax and not having to listen. If the upper arm doesn't feel comfortable on the floor, then put a block underneath it. Okay, bring your top hand just to rest back on the upper hip, and then push your elbow into the floor and then come up into cross legs. Just observe how your energy has changed. And then sit yourself onto the other hip on the other side. Again, just stretching yourself out along the bolster of your shoulder on the floor. Have the block underneath your head. Just bending your knees comfortably. And then when you're ready, just stretch your upper arm over your head. Just resting it over your ear one more time. Just breathing deep inhalations and exhalations, allowing the body to rest into the floor. Okay, and then when you're ready, just bring your top arm back onto your hip, push your bottom elbow into the floor, just come up into the seated position, just coming into cross legs, just observing your energy. And then just come back, just move the bolster out of the way, have a single, have a block kind of flat like this, have a block on its end like that, and then bring the block onto, bring the bolster onto a little ramp like so. And then have a blanket for your head. And then we're just going to come into our butterfly pose. So you pull your feet in towards the seat bones, guide yourself along the bolster, and then just rest yourself down onto the blocks, onto the bolster, just covering yourself up if you're cold. Let the arms rest down onto the floor. Close your eyes if you can cover your eyes, then all the better, but just close your eyes if you can't. And again, just relax into the floor. So while it feels as though you're doing nothing at all, you're gently opening up the body. The long held poses bring energy to the body and to the mind. If this becomes uncomfortable for your hips, then put some blocks just on the outsides of the thighs just to support the thighs. Otherwise, just release into the floor. Just focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Push your hands into the floor. Bring your chest upwards. Just come back up into cross-leg position. Just observing how you've opened the chest and opened up the front of the body, opened your energy. And then we're just going to remove the bolsters and the blocks, and then just ending in the way that we began, just with the blocks. You don't need the blocks underneath your feet this time, just the bolster underneath your knees, and then the blanket for underneath your head. And just guide yourself down onto the floor and gently relax. Allow the body to sink into the ground. Allow your body to become heavy on the ground. Just unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs. Allowing the physical body to become heavy on the ground. And out of that heaviness, perhaps you observe a sensation of genuine lightness that radiates out from the bones and into the muscles, into the organs, into the flesh and the skin. Using your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the legs, into the toes, into the arms and into the hands and into the fingertips and the fingers, and then up into the top of the head. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. Just feeling the lightness on the inside. And just spending a moment or two just to dwell on something that is good and positive about your life. Draw in that feeling of positivity that comes from bringing that person or that thing or that place into your mind's eye. Gather in a sensation of abundance in the heart area. Just continue to allow things in. Express gratitude for that thing or that person or that place in your life. And then accumulate more positive energies by bringing something into your mind, something new that you feel grateful for, expressing gratitude for it. Thanking the universe for bringing that thing or that place or that person into your life. Okay, and then just gently wriggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, just holding on to that feeling of positive energy that you've accumulated in the heart area. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have the feet apart and the knees together. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back up into seated position. Into cross legs with the hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Drawing your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. Good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then very gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've really lifted your energy, given yourself just a quietening hour of energy replenishment, and you've got lots of good energy to put into your